So I just finished filming or recording my Digimon Adventure first episode impressions video, and I figured I might as well record this while I'm still in the mood and, the ideas fresh in my mind. So in that video I kind of mentioned, how spontaneous it was to make that video. I just found out that it was releasing today. I watched it today. I made the video today. Well, I recorded the video today. Something about the spontaneity gave me a real moment of clarity with what I want to do with this channel. I think the reason why I had such an overwhelming feeling or urgency to make that video is because it's Digimon. That was something I grew up with when I was a kid, and it kind of falls in line with a lot of my other stuff. I mean, going back and watching a Super Sentai, even though technically I didn't grow up with Super Sentai, I actually grew up with Power Rangers, but going back and watching its original source material and something that was at least familiar, both fresh and familiar, was really enlightening for me, because I realized that that is kind of the direction I want to go. And I think one line that can kind of sum up my direction is trying to recreate new memories while reliving some old ones. And I watched Digimon as a kid, watching the reboot, watched Power Rangers as a kid, watched the original source material Super Sentai as an adult, as well as the current Super Sentai. Even with my original videos, the MCU videos, watching something that I grew up with during high school and college, and watching them in succession for the big endgame finale. It created both nostalgia and new memories at the same time. And that's kind of something I want to evoke or inspire in others. And I hope to do it with more than just Japanese media. I think it's funny that both Super Sentai and Digimon are both under Toei. So it'll hopefully, it'll definitely be more than just Japanese media or Toei media. Other than some other animes, I do have other Toei productions in mind, like the live action Sailor Moon, maybe with a couple of the Kamen Riders. But there are some other things I want to explore, video games. We have the new Final Fantasy VII coming out, the remake. I never played Final Fantasy, but I'd love to play the Final Fantasy VII and then go back and play the original Final Fantasies. The only problem is it's all on here. It's all on a PS Vita I managed to get on sale. And the game's on sale too, of course. So I don't know how I'm going to stream that to you if I decide to stream it. But I'll figure that out eventually. I have the Mega Man Legacy Collection and the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. And apparently they just released the Mega Man Z and Zero Legacy Collection, so that's another thing I can go into. The Halo Master Chief Collection. It's coming to PC, or it is technically on PC, but it's not complete yet. They only have Reach and Combat Evolved. Or either way, it's not complete. That's another franchise I grew up with that I want to re-explore. I'm really excited to re-explore a lot of the things I grew up with, or even getting a chance to experience something that was during my time, or something that my friends experienced when we were all hanging out. But I'm excited to try to experience old things in a new way. And part of it is because I'm more mature. I have a stronger, more emotional outlook on life that I'm excited to look back on these and, experience them either for the first time or again. I'm really excited to kind of pursue this where I get to re-experience some old things I had growing up, like Halo or Super Sentai, Power Rangers, Digimon, or trying to re-experience new things, or trying to experience old things for the first time, like Final Fantasy, or the original Mega Man and Mega Man X. And I think it lends itself to two things now, actually. Creating new memories while reliving some old ones, and trying to experience stuff for myself. Like, could I totally just read wikias on Mega Man and Final Fantasy? Sure, but I think I'd much rather put in the time and experience them for myself rather than read up on about it. Although if I'm trying to look for like a secret ending or something after the fact, then I'll totally read the wikias. But for now, I just want to experience the things for myself, whether it's playing Final Fantasy, whether it's playing old games, watching old shows, rewatching old shows, or even just watching and keeping up with some of the new stuff. Now, one thing that I do watch and keep up with, but I haven't really talked about, is something like My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero. Kind of going back to my moment of clarity, I had been thinking about this stuff for a long time. Like, there's stuff that I want to do that is rooted in my love, interest, and intrigue for, anime, video games, shows, movies, mostly superhero stuff, really. And it's funny because I had kind of thought about, I had these ideas like, oh, I want to make a comic. Oh, I want to open up this kind of shop or cafe lounge thing, which in the end was still related to video games and such. But it's interesting because I had a conversation with one of my bosses, and it's like, think about your why. And I did. It was along the lines of, I want others to experience the same joy that I had with, doing the things that I enjoy, whether it's video games, anime, movies, shows. And it really grounded the ideas of the things I wanted to do with that reasoning. But then I kept wrestling with it. I was like, I didn't really know, like, what it was. Like, something inside me really wanted to do these things. But, part of me thought, oh, it's too stupid. Oh, it's not going to make money. But also, I think the reason why it was hard, I think the hardest thing is that I wasn't establishing myself as someone who actually did those things. Yeah, I enjoy video games and shows, movies, anime, and stuff, but I wasn't really sharing it enough. I wasn't creating real memories, and that's what I want to do for others, is help them create new memories by reliving some old ones. And that's kind of where that came from. So with my channel and other social media stuff, I hope to do more of that, helping others experience more for themselves by me doing it. Okay, it actually doesn't make as much sense when I say it out loud. So I have a few official bosses that I look up to. There's actually 4 of them, and it's interesting because, like, let's see, one started her own business. I think one's a personal trainer, or was, and I think he also worked in food. One's a former lawyer, and then one's a former engineer. And they only got to do the things that they did because they established themselves as people who did those things and they enjoyed those things. And basically what I'm saying is they got to establish their food concepts because they enjoyed food and they were able to share that with people. And I realized that the only way I can set out to do the thing that I want, that I need to open up my cafe lounge thing or make my comic book, is that I need to share myself as someone who does those things, who enjoys comics, movies, movies, whatever, video games. So I'm basically giving myself a reason to play more video games and watch more movies and anime and stuff, but with more intention, with trying to actually get something out of it in terms of memories and a good story, and not for the sake of consumerism because it's the hottest trend, and it's because I want to, I like it, and at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. Not trying to be a professional connoisseur, trying to review everything and be super analytical or even comedic about it. Just gotta talk about the things I like, talk about the things that maybe were kind of meh, but in the end, just creating memories and experiencing those things for myself, and maybe hoping to inspire other people along the way. It's late at night, my voice is dry, and I'm still processing this, so maybe I'll re-record this later, or maybe I'll run with what I just said right now. So hopefully everything I made sense, and I hope that you will join me on this arc. I want to say arc because journey is such a long, tried word, and arc, but arc kind of implies one section of the journey, and we'll call it an arc for now. Yeah, so stay tuned. I've got a lot planned. It's gonna take a while though.